Hi everyone, Charity Hyams here. I wanted to talk tonight about how to support yourself in grief. And one of the big ways to support yourself in grief is one, remembering that you might feel like you are moving very slowly. And so if you're taking baby steps to becoming a little bit more healthy, a little bit more rooted in grief, a little bit more able to do things that you used to, that is okay. It is a slow process. Be easy with yourself. On the days that you can't do much, do little things, and always support yourself. Like when you're having a really hard day and you still get the kids to school, that is a win. When you're having a really hard day and you get through the day, that's a win. And it's always important to remember that. Because if we judge ourselves on who we were before the death, we will always come up short. We will come up short in parenting. We will come up short in work. We will come up short in daily life. The next thing I want to talk about is doing things like knowing your energy limits, knowing where your energy is going, and being very selective about where your energy is going. I've talked about it before. It is a very common thing where widows have trouble grocery shopping. If you have trouble grocery shopping and you live in a city or town that has Instacart or one of the to-go things, do that. If you don't feel like going into the store and there is another easy solution not to, support yourself in that journey. You don't have to go in. I know that there's some cases that this is not as easy an option. I mean, just on the site yesterday, someone was talking about that they would go 2 towns over just so that they would avoid probably in my in the things that affected me in the store, it was probably to avoid people that you might run into. And it also might be just the whole idea that it was a different store than what you used to grocery shop at. But change whatever you can. The other thing is, if there is a neighbor kid, a high schooler, that you can be like, I will pay you $30 to go do my grocery shopping, and they're willing to do it. Again, save your energy for things that you have to do. And there's a lot of things that this goes into. I started a really strict bedtime for my kids because one, I realized when my end was, when I was getting really tired and when I would start losing my stuff. And so my kids started having a much earlier, stricter bedtime. Of course, they also get up at 5, so I was not like making them sleep for longer. Well, I was, but it wasn't out of the recommended sleep schedule. I got, like with household help, if I needed household help for a while, I would get household help. Whatever, and I know sometimes things aren't available, and that is what it is. But if you have something that you can drop, Like if your kids were in a million sports beforehand, you can limit it to one. You can say we can do one sport. With COVID, you can, I mean, if Play-Doh really bothers you, you can get rid of Play-Doh. Do whatever you need to do to limit the energy you're putting out so that you can make it. And sometimes that's more than others, and other times you might feel you can do more, and that's great. But respect what you're feeling at this moment and realize that boundaries are okay. Boundaries are okay. And don't take on more than you can. And if that means saying no to schools, if you have to say no to that cookie drive or the PTA or whatever else that's coming up, it's okay. You can say no. I'm giving you permission. If that means saying no to being a support to another person, at this point, you have to put the oxygen mask on yourself first so that you can help other people. And if you don't have it, you can't give it. So you need to step back and say no in that case too. And I know that's hard. So remember, it is important. Like if you don't want to end up in bed for a couple of days or a couple of weeks, it is important to learn your limits right now. And they will change, but you have to listen to yourself. And if you're getting a no, it means you have to give a no. That's it for tonight. I'll talk to you tomorrow.